Hello, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of No More Kids in Scientology. This is a continuation of our last video. If you haven't checked that last video, I recommend you check it now because it's going to be a little bit out of sequence. And here we're going to be reacting to the admissions of none other than the Deputy Inspector General Network Ethics, Marty Rathbun, that is going to be telling us how him, David Miscavige, and Mike Rinder were utilizing celebrities to, compromise the personal civil attorney of someone on the opposing side to, get them to, maybe put in a good word for them. Because apparently that is the type of ops you can run in Pinellas County to really, get away with murder. I mean, literally get away with murder is what in the hell was going on here. So let's hear it from Marty Rathbun's own mouth, his own admissions here.
And I hobnobbed with John Travolta and Tom Cruise and, and, to a guy in St. Petersburg is kind of impressive. And he was impressed.
Oh, to a guy in St. Petersburg, it was real impressive that these people were hobnobbing with John Travolta and Tom Cruise. So the personal civil attorney is what's being literally brought in to the op. I mean, just keep that in mind.
In any event, he agreed to have another meeting to study more of this stuff. We had several meetings with him. Dave Miscavige and I, in particular. Lee didn't even come to these meetings. The thing was very carefully done so that Lee wouldn't know what went down between Miscavige and Goodis. I think one of the reasons I was even there was to serve as a witness for Miscavige in the event. You get what I mean? Because he wouldn't even let Lee come to these meetings, an attorney, because it was so hush-hush and we had to be so quiet.
Oh, so very hush-hush, very quiet, aka what? It's giving illegal. It's giving, oh yeah, let's not involve the attorney so they don't know. Let's really loop them out so, they have what? Plausible deniability? So you're just doing your own handlings on the side and keeping the attorneys in the dark because y'all know better, right? Between high school dropout David Miscavige, high school dropout Marty Rathbun, and high school graduate Mike Rinder, the three amigos were, at the top of their corruption game. I mean, you guys tell me what in the hell this is giving, but right about now, that is what in the hell we are seeing here with this man.
I was there for another purpose, which was I always was his right-hand man when it came to presentations, and I always had the data all in perfect order, and I could flip out anything and I had the fact and the answer to anything that might come up, and I had the backing for every part of his presentation. If the guy ever hesitated, he'd look at me, and I'd pull out the file, and he'd have the document. You know what I'm saying? It was actually pretty effective. I mean, we did it with the IRS.
Oh, well, isn't that great? And do y'all see how proud Marty Rathbun is of himself? Oh, if Dave ever had a question, I had the thing right there to pull it out for him because we really did presentations and we did it so well and it worked so well. Well, there you go, you guys. I mean, it's not like we haven't been telling you ad nauseum that David, Marty, and literal Mike Rinder were a threesome, were the three amigos, the three corrupt AF amigos, using each other to give presentations to the literal IRS. So let's hear it from Marty Rathbun, how they were doing presentations to the IRS, PowerPoint presentations from, entrepreneurs of the literal century that can wipe off a $1 billion tax bill. because they really convinced the IRS, according to Marty Rathbun, that they had a great, purpose to save our world.
Many times. We did that with Jeff Goodis. But Miscavige really established this sort of personal.
And let's not forget or miss what you just said. We did this with the IRS many times. So there were many presentations. There were many of these PowerPoint presentations where Marty Rathbun would write all the BS, all the unsupporting documentation that didn't support a shred of anything other than their delusion, their delusional pitch that apparently only the IRS and these three amigos bought for themselves. I mean, imagine how stupid you have to be to go, oh, a convicted felon wrote the rhetoric and is completely extreme to the nth degree. And it literally calls for felonies to be laundered by underage children because the children aren't adults. Oh, that sounds like a great, spiritual practice. Let's really institute it here at the IRS. I mean, why not? Why not give this a 501c status? Oh yeah, and the $1 billion that you owe, why not just wipe it away? I mean, after this presentation skills that we're seeing from these men here, I mean, we at the IRS could not be more impressed. And yes, let's wipe it all off. Let's all just, save our world by using the rants of a convicted felon.
Line with him to the point where it was almost like Goodis was representing Miscavige. They become pals.
So Goodis, the civil attorney of the other side, is being lured, becoming besties with David, almost as if he's representing David, but he's not really representing him, but he is introducing him to John Travolta. So thank God for John Travolta. I mean, imagine what Scientology would have done without John Travolta.
Like Goodis was into, he would always comment on Dave's cufflinks because Dave always wore cufflinks, and they were very snazzy cufflinks. Like when he had
snazzy cufflinks worn by David, while all the children were in slave, disgusting uniforms. Right? Because that's what all these executives were, slave masters wearing all manner of special uniforms. That's how they imposed their seniority, their so-called seniority. Oh, we have Egyptian cotton, special Egyptian cotton for all the executives to wear and look real sharp and look real cool in their fake military uniforms. And David going around with his little cufflinks that he was having children donate. That's what they would do with us, you guys. That's how they would get David his cufflinks. Oh, you guys, David's birthday's coming up. Why don't you just donate? Everyone can just donate like $10, $20 towards a new pair of amazing cufflinks we're about to get him. So, yes, the indenture slaves are the kids. Breaking news. These other ones here were playing slave master. So, they were more on the master side. They were more on the selecting the special Egyptian cotton shirts for themselves, where everybody else was treated like a complete and utter disgusting slave. Imagine that. This guy here talking about the cufflinks being so nice. I mean, wow, Florida. All it took to get a personal civil attorney compromise was shiny cufflinks. Well, let's see what else.
Had a set that were White House cufflinks. I think he got from Bob Gray. He had, he had diamond ones. He had platinum ones. He had all these very intricate. I mean, a lot of them. And Goodis was always.
How cheeseball do you have to be to go around wearing, oh, here's my diamond cufflinks, you guys. I'm really going to save a world with diamond cufflinks. That again, in case everyone forgot, children that were enslaved inside of the hotels had to donate toward. So just to make sure that we understand where the diamonds were coming from, blood money. All of it is just blood money. What these people are swimming in is blood money. But I guess, you know, the IRS is going with the pitch. They're going to save a world with blood money and children being enslaved.
He's commenting, and let me see what you're, and so, I don't know, a month into it, now we're wanting to get a little closer. Dave has a custom made set of, several $100 cufflinks made and has them delivered to, and the guy's blown away because I see him, he's wearing them the next time. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you guys, cufflink gate is here. Cufflink gate, several $100 cufflinks is all it took to kneecap the personal civil attorney of one of the other attorneys on the defense, to get lured into the hotel culture, to get lured and see and pitched, and aren't we so great, and aren't we going to save a world because we just hooked you up with some cufflinks?
Always brings up Travolta, like in a giddy way, like, his wife and him think Travolta is God, right? So we had one of those.
Ew. Did he just really say what he said? His wife and him thought that John Travolta was God? Ew.
Those events coming up, because we started doing those events. And the whole intent was to influence the judiciary, influence the opinion leaders, but most specifically the judiciary.
Okay, well, there you go, guys. Breaking news. They were holding events to influence the judiciary. They were bringing the right opinion leaders to get the judiciary on their side. And the Pinellas County Judiciary apparently is up for grabs. Just bring John Travolta around, and all of a sudden they're going to be wonderful. All of a sudden they're going to forget their duty. All of a sudden they are visiting the child trafficking hotel and seeing, oh my God, are you guys about to save a world here? It really looks like it. From the looks of this hotel and from the looks of John Travolta, it looks like this hotel is going to save a world single-handedly.
We're holding those Galen events like every few months at the Fort Harrison. We'd invite all the local judges and opinion leaders, and then we'd have all these celebrities intermingle with them. Well, when the next one came up, Jeffrey and his wife got special seating at the play. They got their own special table, and then Travolta came over as if Dave wanted me to say hi and tell me he's really said you're a great man, and so I'm really honored to meet you and your wife. The photo, the personal photo, the whole thing.
The personal photo, the whole thing. John Travolta was sent there. Make it look like it's real cash, John Travolta. Just do some PR. Just laugh it up. Just go, yeah, there's 100 childs being trafficked here. Oops, did I say that they were being child trafficked? I mean, having amazing spiritual technology experiences for themselves as they're locked up against their will. Oops, did I say they were locked up against their will? I meant, oh, did you see that I was in Greece? Did you see that I'm a great actor? Did you say that I was God? I mean, literally, why are celebrities influencing the judicial of Pinellas County? How could it have been this easy? How?
Tampa Bay goes to the Super Bowl. Tom DeVocht, if you can ever get a hold of him, will confirm this for you.
Well, there you go. Marty Rathbun, again, thinks it's so funny, and they're just so cool because Tom DeVocht could be confirmed. What the hell is so funny and great, Marty Rathbun? Y'all were a bunch of corrupt MFers. The only reason that you were derailing all of this Lisa McPherson criminal investigation had everything to do with the fact that what? Y'all wanted to keep the child trafficking operation alive. Or, oh no, was it really that you were trying to save a world? Were you really that pressed to go to whatever type of limits that you could literally breach to what? What really did you want to protect? L. Ron Hubbard's legacy? Because, you know, without L. Ron Hubbard, where would you be? Truly ask yourself that question, Marty Rathbun. Without L. Ron Hubbard, where in the hell would you literally be right about now? Ask yourself that.
He's working, I think we were working with Holland and Knight, one of the big white shoe firms in Tampa, on real estate. And Tom was the contact. Tom got primo Super Bowl tickets. Super Bowl was in San Diego that year, as you might recall. So Dave presents Jeffrey with 50-yard line, 20 row up, primo seats at the Super Bowl. And
Primo. I mean, you guys, like, how proud is this guy about talking about top tier real estate? What type of real estate agencies have top tier rapport with the type of child traffickers these people are? Because we're really going to start asking those questions in the real time 2024. Imagine this was decades before. Imagine how corrupt, imagine how disgusting that city of Clearwater truly is. Filled with a bunch of, oh, they gave me some cufflinks last year, you guys. It must be that they're not child trafficking kids.
Tom would have to confirm this, but I seem to recall that Travolta was right around in that same area, and we arranged for him to go bump into them. Okay? I mean, this is the kind of stuff. I mean, he was careful. Mark, DM carefully micromanage and organize these things. The guy can be extremely manipulative and extremely charming in the way he's doing it, as if it's natural.
Oh, I guess you are one to call David Miscavige the manipulator and the micromanager. I mean, he was micromanaging you. He was micromanaging Rinder. Y'all would do whatever in the hell that man said. He said jump. Y'all said how literally high. Willing slaves for a disgusting, deranged man. But that puts you right in the network of enablers, Marty Rathbun. So before you project that, oh yeah, David Miscavige, you guys, look over there. We're looking at you, the one that's self-admitting. We're looking at you, the one that told us was asked to be a witness running after David Miscavige. In what world were you the witness of what David Miscavige was doing? Only to what? To leave Scientology and then what? Whistle blow? Oh yeah, I really want to blow the whistle on me getting beat up by a man a quarter of my size. I mean, how pathetic can you possibly be, Marty Rathbun? Because that's all you ever talked about. Oh, he beat us, you guys. It was so bad. We were in the hole. We didn't like it. As if you didn't send me to a hole with a self-admitted pedophile, Marty Rathbun. So really gets your literal head straight, because it would do you some good actually to get that head a little bit actually straight.
See, I'm seeing all this is all rolling out, but I'm also seeing how Jeffrey Goodis just thinks this is just naturally sort of, you know what I'm saying? By the end of it, Jeffrey Goodis is talking to Dave Miscavige. Like,
I mean, and shout out to Jeffrey Goodis. I mean, apparently you couldn't have been more stupid. You couldn't have been more played. You couldn't have been more idiotic. I mean, in what world are these attorneys so easy to kneecap? Because right about now, imagine us, the kids that were inside those hotels that we, you know, we're taught how to investigate. We're taught how to pull strings. We're taught how to spot out points. And there's a gazillion trillion out points being blabbed out by Marty Rathbun. Apparently, you know, the influencing mission went all according to plan. Because, you know, cufflink gate. Give somebody cufflinks and then all of a sudden bring John Travolta around, make it look like it's so organic. Oh my God, you're showing up. Oh my God, I got the seats. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm just with my buddies here. They love me so much. Useful idiot is what you were, Goodman.
like Joan Wood, Dave's like telling him what he needs to get her to understand, you know? And they basically get it to the point where she's freaked. Okay.
Well,
Let me tell you, here's some of the things that we're getting from Goodis. Like,
She's freaked? What the hell?
who does she really, who are her real opinion leaders when it comes to spectroanalysis? This is a sort of a specialty of analysis of fluids or vitreous fluids, right? What's this guy?
I mean, and again, you guys, it's the laughing while explaining the grotesque cover-up of something that is no laughing matter, something that should have sounded alarms, not laughs, to Marty Rathbun, somebody that was overseeing so much of the corruption, so much of the illegalities being done, orchestrated all through him. He was an attack dog for David Miscavige. He would go and destroy anyone that David told him to destroy. He would go do whatever illegal thing David told him to do. Even though he was the Deputy Inspector General for Ethics, he was really the Deputy Inspector of out ethics, of illegal out ethics. So that's where the juxtaposition is between these men. They call themselves a title only to act out as the title that they're not. And so it is, and so it goes with these people clowning around and, you know, being allowed to obstruct justice, being allowed to have an industrial size amount of underage children getting abused, in my case, by Marty Rathbun himself, directly implicated to me. But do they see a shred of consequences? No. They just be given platforms to blab and blab and blab because everyone is so pressed to find out about David Miscavige. Because did David Miscavige beat you? How was it working for him? So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind because you, Mike Rinder, I guess you were too busy scheduling John Travolta. I guess you were too busy figuring out how to kneecap this personal civil attorney. That apparently that's all it took to drop the charges in Pinellas County because what? Y'all are the what? Attorney, law enforcement whisperers. Imagine that y'all are very clever at those little presentations that, thanks to Marty Rathbun, we now know they were doing to both the IRS and the state prosecutors of Florida, who they wanted to, you know, just drop it all. Because you know what? She wasn't dehydrated. Oh, look at the science here of all these people that we paid. And the celebrities are being brought in to do what exactly? To influence, to corrupt, to run an op. So there you are. For all these people that go, well, John Travolta must have known. Imagine John Travolta was being used to clean up Lisa McPherson. But you wouldn't know if you read A Hollywood Reporter, would you? I thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode, getting into the next aspect of this op, which, you know, was keeping them quite busy, as you will see. I will see you all extremely soon. Bye-bye.